allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. It probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost try to approach me, he got leery. To me, I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back him up with a fist metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep down Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. It probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost try to approach me, he got leery. Spooky up in here, it's crazy in here. We still gonna keep it going, I'm Knuckles. Nobody scares me. Whoever wanted, bring it. I don't care, we can do this.
Hello everyone! Welcome back to more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. How is everyone? Hope you all are doing well today. But starting soon, screen is down by Breedy. Check them out, link in the description below. And let's get started. One, I got my plus size elf Blu-ray in today. Yay. Now I got the plus size elf and paper foam twice. And a Blu-ray. And then I just start off by saying this. I am critical of Konami when they deserve criticism. But the fact that people are always calling the current Megatons a scam is I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous because last year's Megatons, don't get me wrong, were horrible products. Because the ratios were terrible, they didn't reprint the royalties good, and like reprint hard chase cards and lower royalties so it would be easier to get. It was very much a try to get more money out of you situation. But you before that 23, I think were great Megatons. One of the best Megatons, in fact. I mean, the follow up with one of the worst Megatons in 2024, but 2023 was one of the best Megatons we've ever had. And the fact that people don't say that, and just like, oh, Megatons have always been a scam, I feel like they're being disingenuous. Like, you know the product you're buying, 9 times out of 10. I'm just, especially official Konami products, you know what you're getting into. And you know the form of the tens. And 2023 is the best one, but like one of the best ones by far. 2024 one of the worst ones by far. We don't have a set count of this yet. We don't know how much cards are in this Megaton, which, you know, that matters greatly. Because last year was 400, but that's way too much. If they have like 200, 250, 300, a lot better automatically. Again, we don't know. The issue is we don't know a lot. And we're just going off of like what the bag, like people are going off of a full reprints have announced. And we go, oh, we can't believe that we're putting cards as Starlight Whales, that will call centuries. I'm like, The royalties are very similar. Don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know. I think they're different enough. I don't know if it's just me, but I do think Coast Entries and Star Wars are different enough, and I'm not talking about just the giant stamp on the Coast Entry cards. Like, the patterns of fulfilling are very similar, but like, I think enough is done, but they feel different, in my opinion. Most people don't see it that way, which is fair. I'm not gonna argue with that, but people are upset because they go, oh well, my cardboard is not gonna be as high value if we print my Coast Entry as a Star Art will, which that the issue is I don't. How am I trying to finish the sentence? I don't care how, like, people, like, I don't care about people who just see money in the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but the issue becomes when cards loses value, people don't buy the set, and if people don't buy the set, it walks on shelf. So that is an issue, and Konami needs to be smart about how they reprint cards, but in general, again, Coast Entry and Star Wars are different for me. Different enough for me, but like, that's not the case for most people, so that causes Coast Entries to lose value, which is an issue. But again, we don't know enough about these megatons to call them good or bad. They just exist right now. And again, until we get case counts, until we see ratios, that's the big thing. We go from there. But already calling advocate these megatons are bad, I don't think it's being genuine, in my opinion. I'm doing. Ooh, how fun is that from Maxis's challenge on Master Doom? And I hope you're doing well today, Collector. Sorry, I had to rant about people's perception about these megatons before we like know anything about them. Really, besides for reprints. And 3 of them are really good reprints too. Like, number 90, I think, bounced back to $15 after its reprint by, like, Battles of Legends, like, collection, chapter 1. So, like, another reprint is very good. But, yes. The rest is down to me. I need to be careful here. If I make a wrong move, the trial will end badly. My lord, defense requests. I mean, we can ask for time to think. Let me save. Make sure I don't fuck it. I mean, we basically saved where we were anyways, but still. Now it's time to visit. My chance to appeal to the jurors and try to change their minds. What do you think you're doing, Mr. Nado? Oh, well, I'm fucking up. Sorry. Yeah, I'm fucking up. Okay. We want a witness. Objection. For a cross-examination. The jurors have spoken. Protocol dictates that you may not cross-examine any witness now. The defense is not asking for the cross-examination of a new witness. We'll have to continue for one of an existing witness. What? It will appear that while a point detail has escaped your attention, Mr. Weeper. Malone! Requesting your lordship permission to interrupt for cross-examination. Thank you, officer. Very well. For cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. I presume you have no objections, counsel. No, my lord. We're still in the middle of a cross-examination, baby. We put a pin in it. So I guess that's how we're gonna handle this. So no one can say anything then. If we don't ask to resume his cross-examination of Mr. Graydon, but Cope is obligated to allow it. This is absurd! I will remind those present that this is my courtroom. A Coco for defense is entirely within his right to request for continuation for cross-examination. However, I will not permit any unruining protraction of these proceedings. Therefore, I decide to afford defense one final opportunity and concluding for cross-examination. Counsel, you may choose by one statement from the witness testimony and by one piece of evidence to present in support of your argument against it. Ooh, the final countdown, baby. A single chance to present evidence? If following that the situation remains unchanged, I shall move to objection. Is that clear, counsels? My lord. Hold on, I can't skip that. Is that clear, counsels? You may not press for witness any further. Yes, my lord. A single statement and a single piece of evidence. Most generous. Very well then, Mr. Nottingham. It's high time I fell in a dead faint. I leave this in your capable hands. Mr. Sholmes! He did that the most dramatic way he possibly could, huh? To stand so obscurely before the court in a state of such high fever, either man has extraordinary strength of mind or an extraordinary lack of feeling. And I imagine he's feeling very low right now. The detective is sleeping soundly in one of the arched chambers. Strike a man when he's down, why don't you? I mean, sometimes it's deserved, but not in this case. Well then, counsel, are you fully prepared? Yes. One statement, one piece of evidence. I won't let Sholmes down or ours. I won't waste this final chance that sought-for son has given me. This can decide the outcome of the trial. Very well then, under the terms I've outlined, you may resume for cross-examination. Okay.
Objection.
Very good. What on earth is that eccentric contraption, counsel? Oh, that's my cat flipper man, my lord. It makes a way for cats to get in and out of a room. It can cut through any door you can think of and make a little door in the middle of it. That's fine, my lord. It's a device for creating so-called cat flaps. Small doors for cats to come and go as they please without their owners having to open. I'm sure we can all work that out for ourselves. But the cat lovers' convenience has no possible reference to this case. Oh, really? Of course it doesn't. To start with, there was no cat flap at the Paul Broker's door. Not being a keeper of cats myself, I'm failed to see what this has to do with the matter at hand. Perhaps it would help if I describe the function in another way then. It makes a hole and a door. This contraption is able to create a peephole for any door you can imagine, in particular no time at all. I beg your pardon? A peephole, you say? 2 nights ago, we arrived at the scene only minutes after the murder of Mr. Winbank had taken place. That's right. According to the paperwork at the yard, it was you, your Japanese assistant, and Sholmes. Yes, the 3 of us were together, and it recently came to my attention that my assistant made use of this device at the time. Your assistant did what? There was a peephole in the storage room. I can attest to that. But because I looked through the peephole myself in order to see what was inside the locked storage room. This is ludicrous. What are you trying to say? Of course there was a peephole in the dome. I said as much in my testimony. How else could I have witnessed the crime for pity's sake? Yes, how could you? What? Counsel? Kindly say what you mean. Alright, it's time Time to strike the final blow. What I mean is this, my lord. My sister made people in the storage room, and until such time as she did, the dome had no hole in it to look through. What? No!
Objection!
This is a farce. Are you really suggesting the people in the dome was? Yes, it was created only after the incident had taken place by my judicial assistant, using this device. Your assistant temporarily the crime scene. Whilst being fully aware of the gravity of her actions, this is the most serious act of vandalism. For which I humbly apologize, my lord. It was a few minutes that I left the scene in order to pursue the stalking brothers and local police. Nevertheless, in light of this new information, it became apparent that Mr. Graydon's testimony is well withholds, so to speak. Explain yourself, counsel. The majority of Mr. Graydon's testimony that appears to incriminate the defendant is based upon what he witnessed through the peephole in the storage room dome. Yes, that filthy goat shooting the man in the back. However, at the time of the incident, I questioned him, shooting him in the back, but whatever, due to how everything laid out. However, at the time of the incident, that peephole did not exist yet in the dome. There's no possible way that you could have seen what you claim to have seen. In short, your entire testimony is a pack of lies. Order! Is there any credence in this revelation?
Objection!
None whatsoever, as my lone friend must surely realize. Exactly! It's just some cheap shit designed to discredit me. I'm afraid not, so. Of course it is. Do you seriously expect people to believe that payphone can cut through a solid window? Oh yes, a design very powerfully. Can cut through even the toughest of those. That's absurd. I don't believe it for a second. I mean, we can test it. I think you say that. What? Wiggy, go, time for dinner. Kabong the cat. Oh yeah, that's why you have a cat at the beginning of the trial. Yeah. Well. Oh! Young lady, this is for Old Bailey. What does that make a cat do flaps in the Old Pine at the Old Bailey? I'm not done yet, don't worry. This doesn't mean that the people in the storage room wimping was made by your machine. If there's no way you can prove that it was. Nope, that's easy. What? My cat flapper mat creates all fixed size. The dimension of the people and wind banks are exact match. Whoa! Hee. Oh, Stickley's lost for words. Excellent work, Alice. Thank you. And that's my lone student friend's turn to be lost for words, I feel. I believe your judicial assistant has already left the country for your Eastern Island home, so she can't testify. Well, yes, that's true. Then you have some difficulty in establishing all of the facts. But for the sake of argument, let's assume that people have the dimensions that are perfect fit for this contraction. In that case, when was the people cut? The prosecution demands proof of your answer. What's the purpose of your inquiry, Van Zeeks? I mean, you gotta know when the hole was cut. It's very simple, Mullen. The defense argues that the people was created after the incident using this device. But now the perpetrator has returned to a native land, so she can't testify to the fact. There's no proof. And for as long as the defense remains unable to prove when the people was made, my lone friend had claim amounts to nothing more than a baseless accusation. Ah! Indeed, that is so, Lone V6. Well, counsel, don't give up now, you know. This is the time to create your own opening and force your way through. I don't know if I can do this, but I know one thing. Such a son is the greatest judicial system in the world. Very well, the counsel for defense will present evidence to support the claim made. Okay. That has a lot of sharp points to it. Do I? Oh. Okay.
Take that!
Why are you appointed from the detectives and phone cameras again? My judicial system is Satwa Makotaba is an extremely talented and capable woman, which is why I never had any cause to doubt that she would have considered this scenario and made sure I have the necessary proof. And the necessary proof is this photographic print, counsel. The print shows the scene in the short moments after the defendant entered the premises. Agreed. And so it shows the accused mostly wielding a gun in the direction of the defense's broker. But more to the point, let's ignore that fact. Let's cover that fact up. It pictures the storage room dome in the background. Let me see that point again. I don't believe it. It's quite remarkable, but don't to the storage room. It's completely devoid of people of any description. Ugh! Mr. Graydon, you can't possibly have witnessed the crime as you claim to have done, because at the time it happened, there was no people in the dome. In other words, your testimony is a catalog of lies. Ah! Order! I'm satisfied the defense has substantiated its claim beyond any reasonable doubt. The witness testimony was entirely facetious. That's not the only thing we know now beyond all reasonable doubt. While law enforcement assistance guilt can no longer be denied, the woman tampered with a crime scene. But more importantly, good look, this Merlon Vanzeeks, the defense may have established an episode instance of perjury. But that's no proof that this man is the victim's killer. Yes, that's right. What? I was there at the scene. It's true. And I was shot home. It's true, but that's all. Yes, in fact, if you look at the circumstances, I'm a victim here. Oh, please. No! Don't believe this. But they're right. As it stands now, I don't have any definitive proof that he's the culprit. Still, can't want him to sweat out of it now. Ours? You know what they say? There's no point in locking the cat though, after the cat is bolted. This is the right we know. As always says. I mean, I like the show the cat leaving. One lie begets another. No wait, that might have been a line I wrote for him in one of my stories. Well, no matter who said it, folks. I mean, either way is holy or holy. Mr. Graydon, not only do you give false testimony to the code, but the lies you told make no sense. Make no sense? What do you mean by such a remark? Well, you say your testimony reveals that you know something that you shouldn't have known. In other words, but there's a fundamental inconsistency in your statements. What?
Objection!
This talkative talk counts and one of your lines for code. Sorry if you hear the dogs barking. Explain this alleged inconsistency. Oh, this is right. One lie begets another. You should know by people all. Actually, the blood stains on the code too. But bloodstains were present in Miss Landstrate's coat. That's why the victim's blood spat all over her when he shot him. But how could you possibly have known that? Obviously, because I saw her do it for the people and the... he just shut up! He knew he was gonna stay alive. The point is not about you lying in your testimony, Mr. Graydon. It's the nature of the lie you concocted that is so revealing. You're not making any sense. Let me ask you a simple question. How is it, Mr. Graydon, that you knew the existence of a peephole in the storage room? What? Well, obviously I... Ah! Has the cat got any tongue witness? The peephole in the door was made after the incident code. And once I returned to the shop, having to fail to catch the two burglars, Scotland Yard's investigators arrived immediately. And since that time, the police has been at Winbanks constantly carrying out their investigation. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregerson? Well, yes, of course. The place is cocked full of pawn articles and my lads had to examine them all. So I gave orders to officers working around the clock and shifts so we could get through it all. And consequently, there's no way that you, Mr. Graydon, could have gained access to the shop. Therefore, you should have known something about the people. You should have known nothing about the people in the storage window. So the fact that its existence forms the basis of your testimony is completely unexplainable.
Objection!
And yet, the fact remains that Mr. Graydon did maintain that he witnessed the crime take place through the peephole in the door. I don't know if it's that possible. Can I have a word, please, Lone Van Zeeks? Speak, Inspector. It's just that I ought to really be getting back to the station now to put my report. There's really nothing more I can add to this testimony, so if it's all the same to you, permission denied. Yeah, you're here to look after the crooks. Oh, if it's not all the same to me, Inspector, no. You remain exactly where you are until the trial concludes. Of course, so. Mr. Graydon, you should have known about the existence of our people. Which only mean that you must have been informed about it by someone else.
Objection!
Stop right there, my lone friend. You realize, I trust, that the words you just uttered have extremely serious implications. Yes. But the defense believes the details about the case of Mr. Graydon claims to have seen must have been revealed to him by some person before his testimony. And in fact, considering a particular clue I have, there's only one person it could be. I mean, we saw them colluding. Like, legitimately, they were whispering, giggling, sharing stories, like 2 seconds before... Not 2 seconds, but they were sharing information. But the truth is, it only could have been you, Inspector Gregerson. Me? You better have some proof to substantiate such a rash claim, my lone friend. Consider the fact, but we've just only been aware of Mr. Ashland Graydon's identity for the last few hours. We have only learned about it during the course of the trial today. Indeed, preparations for his testimony were made with great urgency during our hour-long recess, while the police executed the subpoena and brought the man here from the communication station. And until that time, Mr. Graydon would have had no idea. No inkling that he would suddenly be requested to appear in court. Are you suggesting that until such time as he was summoned? Yes, my lord. Till then, it's reasonable to assume he knew nothing of the people. It's only once Mr. Graydon was to understand that he realized his position, that he would have had to defend himself against the accusation that he was the foreign true. He was subjected to the code, that it was with his trial progressing that he received information, so that he could commit perjury in order to save his own skin. Exactly. The only person with a knowledge of the investigation that he had any contact with is you, Inspector Gregerson. This is bloody outrage, a booming outrage. Why would I be giving away details of investigations to this fellow? I summoned to his lordship's chamber during recess in any case. Have you forgotten that? Quite true. I had a number of questions regarding the events transpired after pawnbroking. Which means the first time these two lay eyes on each other was after the proceedings resumed following for recess. Since then, they've been in full view of the stand. I mean, they would literally turn their backs to each other and whispering. Oh, I remember something. What is it, Alice? It was one time before, wasn't it? I think it was when Jeannie was testifying. It was. Oh yes, now that you mention it, when the bell was dispatched to retrieve Mr. McGill's music box. That's it. It was during that testimony. I remember finding it strange at the time. Mr. Graydon and the inspector seemed to have some sort of secret discussion. It would have been possible for you to give Mr. Graydon the information he needed then. You're a Torag? You making this all up. I'm a respectable scholar and you're respected for crying out loud. Why would I do something like that? Well, I could be giving away any confidential details to the likes of this bloke. Admittedly, you won't have any reason to do something like that for no gain. But perhaps. It's part of a deal of some kind. Then it starts to make more sense. What deal, Counsel? I wonder if perhaps in exchange for details about the people of the crime scene, Mr. Graydon agreed to give a certain sum to the inspector. I'm sure I need to now remind the inspector, if found to be true, striking a deal of any kind with a witness would be considered a gross case of malstance. Well,
Objection.
It's becoming clear, but jumping in accusation is this Napoleonese student's specialty. I don't do that. But with the stakes so high, the prosecution is not prepared to listen to baseless charges. It's incumbent to the defense now to present evidence in support of this diabolical claim. Evidence? What is that you propose that the expected demand of a witness return? Okay. The second music box sticks. You know, do you think it could be? Yes. It's all of a missing link that would join all the dots together. I must present you with an answer now, Counsel. I mean, I guess I do this. Okay, that counts. Inspector Gregson. Besides this, Mo, it's not that true you've been working on a now very important case? What are you getting at now, Sunshine? Is it possible that this our top secret case? It's a load into this newspaper article here. Classified secrets being leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice. Probably no, what could you? We discovered during the course of the trial the music box deposited at Wind Banks by Magnus McGill. A special music box designed to play two decks at once. It seemed very likely now that occurred on the pair of decks that were in Mr. McGill's possession. But leaked classified secrets. So I put it to you, Inspector, but in order to recover the second of the decks containing these secrets, you convertedly made a deal with Mr. Graydon in which you exchanged the decks for details of the case. You little On the day of the incident, when we met you in Windbanks, you said this. I'll be taking that whatsoever Mr. McGill down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over. No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine! I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to Mr. McGill had been taken as evidence now. Scotland Yard, all we knew at the time is that that Magnus McGill was involved in the stealing of government secrets. My oldest will recover the medium used to configure the secrets leak from the stream and do it on the QT, strictly hush-hush. That explains exactly why when I presented the dicks as evidence to the code, you object so heavily, I presume. Because you knew that I contained highly confidential information. Blimey, not likely. I mean, I wasn't that sure of it myself. I realized there's a possibility, that's all. Inspector, surely you're not saying in order to acquire the second piece of music box sticks, but you did reveal confidential details of a crime scene to the witness. And to Ed and embed this man giving false testimony. It's not a way for Mr. Gray to have known the existence of the people. It's following explanation, a deal was struck between these two men. No!
Objection.
If, and I stress if, this is sobering assertion turns out to be founded in truth. It would mean that the second Dix is, as we speak, here in this very courtroom. Wait, what? In this room? How could he possibly make... I mean... Gregerson has been on the stand the whole time. He couldn't leave. Because Inspector Gregerson is a Scotland Yard detective. What? What's that supposed to mean, huh? As a seasoned policeman, the inspector would have to approach this alleged deal with caution. Certainly, he would not have accepted a gentleman's agreement in this matter. No, he would have insisted on having the article agreed upon in the palm of his hand. Good gracious, then, you mean to say, I mean, that is true. I mean, I wouldn't trust him to just say that. Give me after the fact, I would need in the palm of my hand as well. Inspector Gregerson always has the item in question in his possession. He has the second Dix actually on his person.
Yes.
Defense demands the inspector to search at once. Definitely. They could struck a deal with each other when Jeannie was testifying before. And Gregsy haven't moved from witness stand since. My lord, please. And an examination of his personnel effects immediately. Well, Inspector? This young man wants to turn down his imagination. He has taught me my profession quite enough. However, if they put a matter to bed despite any doubts about my involvement, then I happily submit to a body search. It's in his chips. He's gonna agree to it. I presume you're aware of, yes, if it's not found on him, I'm done. If the search of the inspector's personal effects no Dix is found, you would deem unfit for code service in this trial end, and my country's government would firmly demand of yours that you're severely reprimanded. That sounds serious. More than serious. Indeed, to have a visiting student make such a defaming remark about our country's most senior police force. Is that something Her Majesty's government would be able to overlook? You're just fighting them because you're scared. Like I say, just beyond serious. You must be prepared for grave consequences. It's true. I can't imagine Gregson will accept a gentleman's agreement for something so critical. Dix must physically change hands, so which means the inspector should have him. But somehow, something doesn't feel quite right here. Very well, Counselor. Okay. Yes. Yes, my lord. Yes, the defense firmly demands the search be conducted. Well, don't say you won't. But you, typical Napoleon needs to stubbornness may land you in hot water this time. Perhaps the lesson would do you some good. Fair enough. I got nothing to tie. Because he touched Waluigi over there. That's when he slipped the decks in his pocket, if I remember correctly. It's not in his chips. I corrected myself. Bill! The defense demands a search, but not of Inspector Gregerson. What? What? Now what's that all? I'm the one you're accusing, I thought you wanted to search me. No, Inspector. Not you. Somebody else. What's the meaning of us, huh? Lost at last? Have you, sunshine? The coach shouldn't put up with this nonsense. You're being completely irrational. Be quiet, all of you. Reno's doing what all of you told him to do, and having the courage of his conventions. So you should respect that and listen to what he has to say in good faith. Because that's the British way. The old time me, it's the British way type speak. I don't miss it. I mean, I never was around for it, but there's a great, like, Wise Kids You Know sketch about, like, the British, like, going to these different groups of people, and they come in peace, and then, like, the people they go to ask for horrible things done to them, and then the British are like, oh, well, we don't do that, and then the, like, people like, no, we want this horrible shit done to us by you, and the British soldiers are like, well, it's the British way, we do help. That's not what that reminds me of. The skit is not one of the best Wise Kids You Know skits, but nonetheless, I think the Wise Kids You Know is underrated. Well said, young lady. Indeed, this current is in awe of the Defense Council's convention. Equal rates his next words. You what? Don't be hasty, my lord. If I'm not mistaken by things I've seen in this code today, fully certain I know who has the decks at the moment. It's only one person can be. Natch! That's his name. Oh, Lord, Mr. Natch Skalkin. Well, I know him. Blimey, me? Him? I love these two so much. Well then, Bill! Restrain the witness to conduct a further search of his personal effects. Please, my lord. Spectre. Scotland Yard, has to object to the search. Unfortunately for you, Inspector, your objections carry no weight here. In this courtroom, only the prosecution and defense have the authority to object. But Lord Van Zeeks! I have no idea what forces are in play that might influence your actions. But personally, I have no interest in obstruction for the course of this trial. Bailiff, carry out the search. Now, hold on a moment. I know nothing about no dicks. Carry out! There, my lord. In the witness's pocket. I found it. Good lord, that's another music box 6. I know nothing about it, nothing. That's the second music box that's left behind by Magnus McGill. Is it not, Inspector Gregerson? Duh! Odom! Mr. Skalkin, what do you have to say for yourself? Go and blind me. I mean, just go and blind me. I swear I know nothing about the decks. Honest to God. Counsel, will you please explain what exactly is going on here? The alleged deal was struck between this witness and this detective, no? Without question, my lord. Then, for pity's sake, tell me why is our Waluigi over here? Inspector Gregson is a skilled calculating man who rarely loses his composure, but on one particular point of his trial, he exhibited some unusual behavior for a brief moment. I don't recall what unusual behavior. Ah! It was, yes, during my cross-examination, Mr. Graydon. Tell me, Mr. Graydon, when you left for pawnbrokery that night, was it by any chance with a second disc in your jacket pocket? I meant nothing of the sort. While Mr. Graydon answered my questions, the inspector appeared to have grabbed Mr. Natch Skalkin by his coat and shake him violently. Yeah, he did all that, but me noggin was gonna fall clean off, I did. I was wishing I had been born as me brother I was. And what exactly happened to make the detective attack you like that? I ain't got a clue, he just suddenly turned and grabbed me and whistled me, started shaking. What blaze did he mention this for a gun we had down at the station? That's what he said. He yelled right in my ear hole, he did. Me head still flopping now. The way the detective behaved then was extremely out of character. But looking back at it now, it must have been that he did. It was the opportunity expected Gregson crave for himself in order to have a dicks. What? Bless my wig! He hit? You! But I'm afraid to comprehend the moment of him. If a detective would acquire the dicks he was after, well, would he proceed to hide it in an anonymous pocket? But it's still a code of law, he could submit the anonymous evidence. He doesn't want it as evidence. It would appeal, my lord, but the inspector was not at liberty to do that. Whatever not. And the man himself revealed his current assignment with some special conditions. Most will recover the medium used to convey the secret leak from the ministry, and to do on QT strictly hush hush. Hush hush. Top secret assignment is. As far as we're aware, the information story comes from confidential government communications. It would appeal if the information would be revealed and recorded as evidence. It would be problematic. Does that sum up the situation, Inspector? I'm operating under direct orders from the ministry. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to answer that question. So, realizing there's a chance that you may be searched your own code, took steps to hypertext you acquired from witness. Does this mean you only pretend to attack Mr. Skalkin in order to get close enough to him to slip the second disc into his pocket? So it's all a pretense? Well, now, Inspector Gregerson, and you, Mr. Graydon, are you prepared to admit to the accusation made against you of this alleged deal? Admit to it? Yours truly, please. Mr. Graydon, clearly Eastern Visitor has an uncommonly active imagination. However, there's no proof that I passed. And he has evidence!
Objection!
But then, how do you explain the reason why you knew about the people? I'm under no- I guess that's fair. Plead the fifth before the fifth was around. Yes, I lied in my testimony, that I meant. So sentence me accordingly. But that's all I meant. Murder, leaking government secrets, strike a deal with a detective. All this is this young Eastern man's fancy. I have no idea what any of that's about. You. What? Well, what about you, Mr. Inspector Garrison? Would you admit to making a deal with Mr. Graydon in order to acquire the decks? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as Scotland Yard's inspector, I declare this and nothing more. I'm active in the best interests of this country. Whatever I've done, it's been in the name of justice. So, a member of the public of this fine country, I like to think that justice would be your guiding light when you're making your decisions. But it's quite a country indeed. Rarely have I encountered such extraordinary tumultuousness in the concluding of a trial. Neither of us vouches any further evidence to be presented. I believe this time we put them out to the jury for the findings. What now? Okay. A good. Oh, they're all saying they respect him because he's for kappa. So far, professional, I like to put my favorite detective with him. Great Aunt's highly. Oh, well, no, she's just a simp. Detective has much trust in his eyes. More than this, I cannot say. To believe the 6 juries all. Begin to believe Gregerson. If they declare the decision now, is Jeannie gonna be found guilty? If I don't manage to proceed some definitive evidence right here and now, we're gonna lose. Use some proof of Mr. Grader and kill Mr. Winbank, or still with government secrets. Or some evidence to force Gregson to admit that he struck a deal with the witness. Well then, counsel. I think it's time I post on the jurors to declare the final decisions no. That is, unless you have some comparing evidence you have for us not presented to the court. I love jurors can't. Yeah, that would be bad. So there's no chance then, we have to find. Yeah, we gotta throw some evidence of him. This is now, it's all coming down to this. Do I not give the dicks as evidence? I don't give a dicks as evidence? Mr. Graydon, there's one final piece of evidence I'd like you to see. Misguided fool. Whenever you attempt to show me, you'd be wasting your time now. I've nothing left to lose. I mean, at least it's honest in that regard. I show you, I will admit to nothing. Okay. Really, I'm surprised you don't want us to have the second music box dicks. To, like, examine and present, like, haha! In your face. So, I'm fucked up here. Shit. I mean, unless it's on the bottom half, which I don't think it would be. Yeah. Now I gotta put my thinky brain on. Why did I phrase that like that? I'm not sure. Okay. I'm gonna look this up because I already probably messed up, but we can see how bad I messed up here. Because I am a lost puppy right now. Looking it up. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we could just present the music box of dicks. Okay. So we don't need a second one. So Mr. McGill's music box dicks counts them? Yes, the first dicks of 2, which has already been placed in Mr. McGill's spread. Oh, we can't play it. We can be fuck this shit. We leaking government secret in code today. I think perhaps now would be a good time to listen to the sound produced by the music box again. Only this time, with the second dick we just discovered set in place as well. Goodness, this dicks counts them. No, wait! I can't let you do that. Why not? But because, because they got everything to do with this case. That's why. It has everything to do with this case. Not true, expect them, huh? The defense is already proposed. The sounds hope of the code or from this music box will pause a Morse code message. We all know that Morse code is composed of 2 distinct tones. The defense believes the second disk contains the second tone needed to complete the message. Now we have a chance to confirm that theory. For crying out loud, Sunshine, we talked about safe secrets here. If you could go like the whole code and hear confidential information like that, it's treason. Then do you admit the charge? In order to protect the state secrets, you engage in unlawful dealings with a witness. You're mad! You let that secret information out of public domain. You'd be making an enemy of the entire British government, you idiot. Let's never get expected by you as calling your officer leak confidential case details to a witness. And you continue to lie to the court, all because by fair means of fire you deem to do your duty. Well, by fair means of fire, I'm prepared to do mine. Don't you dare! I would stop at nothing to protect my client. I don't care who I make an enemy of. My lord, if you please. Come, let's hear the sounds made by the music box. Come on, Vincent, for Pete's sake, stop him!
Objection!
Spectrum, you should know my methods by now. He ain't gonna stop me! I'm prosecuting. I'm not a Scotland Yard puppet. Ugh! In this courtroom, my duty is to the law, so why me propose a toast? To uncovering the truth. By fair means of fire. No! Very well, the defense stands here, and that the prosecution has been made very clear, I feel like. Therefore, the accordance with the defense's request. The court will now listen to this music box as a sound operation once more. This time, the second Dixon. Oh, I like this angle. Playing simultaneously. Who needs the truth in this day and age? I know, Ben. That's very true. Especially government truth. How are you, Ben? I hope you're doing well today. Oh, listen to that. It's unmistakable now. It's Morse code. Oh why, I meant whatever you want, but for the love of God, shut that bloody box up! We got him to confess. Okay, I'm gonna save here. I know it's a shitty time to save. But I think we're basically done with the trial. We might have 20 years of dialogue to go through, but let's switch to Master Doom. We're gonna have plenty of time to talk, I guess, because Ben, you warned me about the update. Doing okay? Oh, I did see that I got limited one announced that, well, the physical copy. So I need all of that when I can, which would be probably next time I get paid. It had Dragon Maid! Yes! Um, but version update. Okay. But Ben, what really irritated me today about people on the internet is that they're complaining about the new Megatons. One reason I feel like it's valid, more valid, because we know basically nothing about these Megatons besides full reprints, really. The valid complaint, the more valid complaint, I should say, is that the replaying cards for the Code Century of Star Wars. Now, people say that Code Century and Star Wars are basically the same royalties. I feel like they're a bit more different than people give them credit for, but most people find it the same way. And when Starlight or Code Century version of a card gets printed, and they have a, like, so like if a card has a Star Wars version and it has a Code Century version, it tanks the Star Wars version. It makes it go down. So vice versa is gonna be true because again people find it similar, and that is an issue because that does lower the impact of what sealed product and the value of sealed product is gonna be. Not that that's too high, but still, it's gonna make it a bit. Actually, I mean, can it even make it worse than it already is? I mean, yes, but people are not happy about the value of the combo going down, and I would get it in mode 2. I might actually backtrack up a more valid point, because it's not like those products are really selling anymore too much, and most of them weren't selling well to begin with, and I don't think it's gonna have too much impact on the steel products price point at this point. Not too much in my opinion. So I guess I do kind of backtrack on that a bit, but if it does have impact on the steel product, that's a different issue. But those sets came out a bit ago, but are getting reprinted. The last valid complaint, I feel like, is people are calling these tins a scam. We don't know the two things that we need to know to determine if these are bad Megatons or not. Because to act like we haven't got good Megatons is fucking ridiculous. They need to put promos back in the tens. But 2023 were excellent Megatons. One of the best. 2024, one of the worst. Two major differences were the number of cards and ratios. We need to see both of those. And reprints and low rarities. Like, if something was a secret rare in a main set, but needs to be an ultra and a Megaton to make it easier. We need to see that before we call this a scam. And the fact that I'm seeing videos where like, these Megatons are a scam. You can't say, like, you have no basis of that besides last year's suck. Which they did. Don't get me wrong, but like, you know, you're jumping the gun. Like, I'm all for criticizing Konami, and like this again, like yesterday when they announced the stupid, if you guys time out during an official tournament duel, you both get a loss, even if one player only won a match, which is, this is a very bad hand, which is ridiculous. That's terrible. Well, I hope you're not paying malice. So, but dimensional shift on my hand actually means something. But yeah, I get Konami sucks sometimes. It's not the best company. Like, I don't know. I feel like people are jumping the gun and complaining some of the Megatons. In my opinion. You can disagree, which is fine. We all have opinions, but I am. Well, That's a shame. No, I'm gonna judgment this. If I somehow beat, not die during this turn, I'm gonna be oppressing myself. Willie, they had a second one. I mean, I guess also too, if you have an emergency and Yu-Gi-Oh cards don't have value, I mean, you're not gonna get much, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, to be fair, if you back up plan, like I get selling a hobby, you have to sell a hobby to survive. I'm not knocking that, but at the same time, if your only backup plan is, can I activate this effect? Hold on. Okay, I cannot. It's just like sell specifically Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That might not be, like, I'm being honest, because the value of just stuff like that goes up and down all the time. Not just Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but any card game in general and stuff like that. I get people can't necessarily have, like, a backup, backup plans, but, like, if you can, you should have backup plans. Which, again, I know not everyone can do, which is unfortunate, but if able to, you should expect things to hold value, or be at value, or higher value, or whatever. You should not expect that, because you never know what might happen. Because I just kind of saw that argument on the internet, and I get where that's coming from, I truly do, but I don't think that's really fair. Or I don't want to say fair, but like also like I don't want to say valid either, because you know everyone's circumstances are different. And so, again, sometimes you gotta sell stuff, but like, and not, I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking people's arguments too much. And here's the video say Konami's already printing Code Century whales, but not it's Star Wars whales. And again, I know people say they're very similar, and the price, like if one gets a printing, well the old version is a fake, the price tanks. But it's different. I feel like it's different enough. I'm probably the only person on this goddamn planet that thinks so. But I don't know. Maybe I'm fighting an army when I don't need to. I don't know. Maybe I'm argumentative tonight. I don't know. Or maybe I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm just arguing too much. Or maybe I just have hope that this project will be good. Picking a fight to get to the party, but dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, again, but I don't know. I mean, I can live. If this is all they have, I can live this. No, I can't. I die. He's gonna, yeah. He's gonna negate this. Now lose. I should have respawned with something. Shit! No, oh no, never mind, they had an axe. Yeah, I would have lost no matter what. Okay. But axe was, yeah. Okay. I can't believe I opened with no malice card. No monster malice cards whatsoever. But actually, you know what I'm gonna do? To prove to myself, real quick. Because I do have Star Wars Whales and Polar Century Whales on hand. And I know you guys can't see. Okay. I got my cards. Okay. I would like to make a revision to the statement. When I was thinking Star Wars Whales are a bit different than Color Centuries, okay, so I'll admit when I'm wrong. Actually, no, they're still a bit different. They're similar but different. Still. But, you know what I was thinking of when I was thinking, Star Wars Whales are a bit different? I was thinking about the Japanese version of Star Wars Whales, which are different from the TCG version. Which are way different, not way different, but more different than, Color Centuries. But, still, Starlights and Color Centuries are different. Not as big as the difference as I thought. Again, I was thinking of Japanese Starlight Whales, so I do apologize in that regard. So, I go back to that being more of a solid criticism of them we putting Color Centuries as Starlights and vice versa. They're all pretty similar whale team. They're still different, a tiny bit different. But yeah, I will stand by the fact that I think it's way too early to call these tins a scam, though. That's jumping the chalk. But I'm glad I actually went and picked them up and looked at them side by side. So I can be like, hey, you know, if I'm crazy, I can see that I'm crazy. And I mean, I was half crazy because I was thinking of the wrong, Regent's Starlight Whale. Let me go first. Oh shit, I should put my cards up before I went into another match. Oh well. We can have Kyberman, Sky Striker, and Heist Dragon Maid cheering us on. Am I about? Okay. It's what to say, what am I about to get screwed? Okay. Man, I feel like no one wants me to draw. Banish. I mean, I could banish that for hand, but I don't feel like that would be the most beneficial to me. You know, I'm thinking about this because I'm like, oh, you know, I would love to attack my opponent first turn. But you know what? What's the stupidest thing ever? In Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, when there was like a mode, then like one person duel. So there was like a 2-on-1, 2-on-2, whatever combination when it's like more than like 1-on-1. Is that the first person can attack, correct? But like the second person can attack. Which is a BS if you put the third person going and you haven't had any monsters and you get attacked. Like, that's just bullshit. It's silly. I remember that happening a few times. And of a show. Because and the jumping. Oh, I don't mind the penalty, but oh my, they use that too much. They use that too much. It was cool when it first happened, but then they used it too much. It's like with action cards. Or I should say action spells. Because they only have action traps in one episode, and that was like episode 3 and 4. Because I believe that was a 2-part if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you know, the Pacific Duel I'm thinking of, Ben, it could have been a jump-in duel. I can't remember how it was. It's been a bit. And I'll admit that. Because I'm thinking about like 2 Obelix blue soldiers versus Yuya. Like after the Miami tournament kind of fell apart. And again, I'm not sure on top of my head if that was a penalty or not. But it's like, I know with the penalty stuff and tactics in general, it was all cattywampus. So you could be absolutely correct and I could be just remembering slightly wrong. I get to it with a review, if I ever do. But I'm still making reviews when I get to Arc 5. I mean, I might try to find that Pacific episode, or that Pacific Doom, for peace of mind, I guess. I get to draw a card. Cool. Come. First things first. Actually, I'm actually gonna play it not small, but a bit more so. But yeah, action spells. Towards the end of the show, it was all Yu-Gi-Oh pick up was dodge. Oh, there was another one, but it was basically the same. Oh, I think it was just called evade. It was dodge and evade. Basically, 2 action spell cards that did the same thing, which would just let Yuya not take an attack. They had him. That was a clutch in terms of dueling for that show. Because it became, like, every duel, that man would activate Fat Magic a spell card, to not take a hit. And then he turned it around. It was so overdone. And again, actually traps is a cool concept. It makes it a high reward system. But like, they didn't do anything with it as of one episode. I mean, maybe I should have just infinite impermanence that. Cool. But yeah, Arc 5. No, cancel. Let me. That's a meme in Arc 5 too, Ben. I mean, other shows say that, but that happens so much in Arc 5 too. Like, it's a joke. It became a joke in the community. Because that literally happened so much. Or maybe I'm remembering it happened so much, but it did become a meme. About happened so much. That happened so much in Arc 5. They go like, oh, my monsters are destroyed by battle. And then they go, but you still take damage, Squab. But I'm going home. Let me put back my Yu-Gi-Oh! Training cards real quick. Okay. I haven't really, I mean, I've seen clips of, Arc 5 dub, but, like, I would save the story to the day I die. I remember trying to watch the Arc 5 dub, legally, and I thought it was a fan's dub, 100%, because, like, of the voices. I'm not saying the voice actors were bad, the voice direction made me thought that it was a fan. Is it still like basically only Doom monsters? I think one time I saw a Zexum. Okay. Well, we played this out. And maybe like once GX, but like it's been mostly Doom monsters. See, okay, so 5 Thieves love Arc 5. Well, you know, Arc 5 is Arc 5. Okay, I'm gonna just pitch Dimensional Shift him. This, I don't know what we're playing, but well, I mean, we'll see how this goes. Whoa, poorly. But yeah, like, I just couldn't, like, I think, what, came out when I was in high school, or like, late middle school, well, a surprise. I mean, I know I'm doing a review on GX currently. I know I'm not 2 both seasons yet, but I will state, this proudly, that I love GX Season 3 to death. It has its flaws. Don't get me wrong. It definitely has its flaws. Like any Yu-Gi-Oh! Media, but I love it to death. But also too, I think the reason why I thought it was a fan dub too is because recently I saw Digimon Fusion's fan dub because Nicktoons didn't fully dub that because well it wasn't a very popular show. But that's, I guess, besides the point. Maybe it's not besides the point, but yes. So I did watch a fan dub of that. I'm not liking this. This doesn't make me. Yeah. It's not good for me. Oh, I hate this deck. I hate this deck so much. I'm not playing against non-fun. Well, what I deem non-fun. I mean, I lost. They quill card simple. So, I got a promotion at work recently, and I didn't... I mean, I knew it was going to take up more time, but I think I underestimated how much more time it was going to take out of my day. Which is not a bad thing, it's just, I need to be more mindful of that when I try to plan stuff and stuff like that. Because, fortunately or unfortunately, where I make the bread. No, I'm gonna whisk the biscuit a bit. Cool. Oh, also too, Ben, I got my plus size out from Blu-ray and Vimeo today. So, belly, Blu-ray discs for everyone, well, I guess technically just me, but it has her belly on it, so 10 out of 10. Can't complain. Look. It was mid. It was mid as heck. But you know what mid stands for? Midriff. And she has a full midriff. I'm not sure what I'm saying even makes sense. But it'll make sense to someone, I think. Maybe, I don't know. So I hear the dogs barking. I need to go. So again, someone who's talking. Yes, but Spanish don't escape them. If it asks you. Before I do what I do. I guess it doesn't really matter. Still I'll wrap it out because I have all my spells, all my trap cards out, and White Rabbit only gets from the deck. Well, that would have been nice at the beginning of my turn. I can reset the card I just used. But I can't use it again this turn. Okay. I'm up against the Strikers, my favorite archetype. Man, they really just want me gone. Summon back. Am I gonna get evenly matched? Am I gonna get mad? Fine. Let's do this then. It did. If you want to ban some of my cards, we're getting banned some of my cards. And I have Spike and Pay. Oh, I fucked up! Because I bench, evenly matched, but had nothing on the field. I can still win this. Oh, fuck me, bro. Fuck me. A lot of people are not able to read Calgary. But, I mean, technically, honestly. I still got plays. Because what I'm gonna do, banish you. Perfect. Oh, because it's face down doesn't count. Is there a way to tell when a card's bench face down or not? Is there different? Oh, it is marked differently. Okay. I just need a few monsters on the field. For one of my favorite cards. No. I was about to mess that up. Why don't I have you in the center. Bye. Come. And I know I done something with Red Ransom, but I was hopefully not to. Hopefully there's enough. No, I mean, not enough to kill, but... You shame me! That second evenly match! Well, whatever happens, whatever happens. Okay. Top decking mode. Can't do much. Behind the drones. Nine. I engage. I'm gonna ash it. Okay. I don't know what I have left in my deck. Being evenly twice, and I didn't have myself in one of those cases, but being evenly twice isn't very helpful. I think we got a game. Okay, it's beginning. Yeah. If they have a folk, yeah, come on. Well, that was an uphill battle for me. Apparently. I live on. No, they have a spell. Quick play spell. Well, I mean, Kagari is really the best one, if you ask me. But that's definitely the one you want to play, if you have a phone. And then, what's the blue one? She's also really good. Oh, what her name is? She's also really good. Yes, that, exactly. What you just said, Ben. Exactly correct. But I'm gonna end tonight's stream here. So I'd like to thank y'all for coming out. It's been fun. It's been a blast. It's been a fun blast. Tomorrow will be more Guardians of the Galaxy. And then more Graves Attorney Friday. So again, thank y'all for coming out. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And I'll see y'all next time.